Okay, so today we've got a completely raw video. I'm just going to be walking you through A to Z how you can build a scraper for any platform you want. So whether it's LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Google Maps, I'm just going to show you how to do it in this video. There'll be timestamps, so yeah, if you want to skip to the certain platform you want to scrape, then you can do that. But yeah, without further ado, let's just dive into it. So as you can see on my screen, it looks way more complicated than it actually is. And the reason this is such a great scraper is because all you really need to do is just search for the platform that you want to scrape. So in this case, if you want to scrape Google Maps as an example, all you'd have to do is put in Google Maps and then click run. Because how I've set this up is that there are actually filters on each one going from the router. So what this means is that if the search term, which is this one right here, Google Maps, if it doesn't match this word, Google, then it's not going to go to this one. So you can see that for each one, we've got Facebook, we've got Instagram profiles. So you can see that I've got filters set up so this runs really smoothly. So let's just show you how this works. In this case, let's say we want to target real estate in New York. And if we just click run, you can see that it goes automatically to the right scraper. It's not going to search on YouTube, it's going to go to Google Maps because that's what we selected. And it's just going to be scraping for real estate in New York. And you can see that if we go here, it is just, it's flooding it. Like, you see how easy this is. It's quite literally insane. So because I'm feeling generous today, I'm actually going to give you this AI scraping agent completely for free. It'll be the first link in the description. You just need to put in your email and I'll send it over to that email, and you can just import it straight away. So it'll be laid out exactly how you see it right now. But I do really recommend watching the next 5 to 15 minutes just so you understand the concept of how to build it, so you're not confused when you actually import it, right? So if we start from the very beginning, and I'm actually going to walk you through each one, and there'll be timestamps. So if we start with the beginning, you can see that we have the set variable right here. So how you would add this, or how you would change this, is if you go here to click on add a module, you can very easily just search for set variable, and we want to name it which platform, because this basically, is used in the filter which I'm going to show you in a second. So this would, be whatever you want to scrape. So if you want to scrape Facebook, you can do that. And you can see that it's as simple as that. Then we have a router. So to add a router, all you need to do is click add module, go for router, and just like that, you have a router. Right, so very simple on how to create those two beginning modules, which you can see. Let's just delete this, bring this back here, and then connect that together. So now let's move to the first one. And before anything, we need to set up another set variable. So you can see that we do the exact same thing, which is go here, go for tools, set variable, and in this case, we're just going to call it search term. Now this will all make sense in a second, and in this case, what the search term is going to be is the actual niche and location you want to scrape. So if we want to scrape dentists in, let's say, London, we can do that, right? Very simply. So that's how you would add a set variable. And I recommend just cloning this for all the platforms you want to scrape, just because it'll make your life a bit easier. But obviously you'd have this built out. I'm just showing you how to build it in case, you need to actually run any errors through it, if that makes sense. So you can see that if we bring this here, that's all we're doing, right? Search term for Google Maps. And how this works is in Apify, which I'm going to walk you through in a second. Even if you're a complete newbie and you've never heard of Apify before, I'm going to walk you through everything. But all this does is basically replace this search term in this part of this JSON file. So once you've done that, it's going to get the dataset items and then put that into Google Sheets for you. So let's go on to Apify, because it's really important I show you how to find this actor, which is a fancy word for a scraper. So if you go to Apify, get a free account. The best part about all of this is it's very, very cheap. If you go into Apify, for the first one, we are going to find this actor. So compass / Google Maps Extractor. So you can actually just see it right here. It's the first one. So if you go here, you can see that all we have done, and in case you're wondering how to get an actor, you basically just add a module, Apify, run an actor, And then obviously you need to connect your Apify account, which is just your API, which can be found in settings, I believe. If you go to settings, you'll be able to find it. But you basically just select the actor. So in this case, we want to select the compass/Google Maps. So you can actually see, if we search for it, right, compass/Google Maps, it's this one. You can tick that. And then all you do is you actually just get the JSON file. You do Control-A, Control-C. So you don't need to know what this means. You literally just need to click on JSON and paste it in. It's as simple as that. And you click OK. And that's all I've done here. And then this, if we quickly delete this, I just wanted to show you how to do it. All I've done here is just another module, which is Apify and then get dataset items. So in this case, it is going to be, let's go here to dataset ID, which I believe is somewhere here, default dataset ID. And then that basically just gets the data. And from that point on, it basically just puts it into Google Sheets. Obviously, you need to make sure you connect your Google Sheets just by clicking on Add and then signing in. It's that simple. Connect the spreadsheet ID. So that's the spreadsheet or the actual place you want to put the results. And then all you need to do is quickly map the fields. So yeah, in this case, we've got company name. Website is obviously here. So it's got the website. Phone number, it would have their phone number right here, both unformatted and just the regular one. Sometimes you can do email if it shows up. Sometimes you can't. You can definitely do location, their website, all that good stuff, and their phone number. So yeah, and you can actually do another one in addition. So if you do Google Maps right here, so Google Maps, or maybe it's advanced Google Maps, I think. Maybe if we search for advanced Google Maps, I think you should be able to actually put the ID and then get all of the emails. But that's a one for another video. So yeah, that's the Google Maps one. So hopefully that explains how it works. And obviously all you do here is just put the platform, and then we've set up the filter. So for Google, we've obviously created another search term, and this is what is going to be replaced here, right? So yeah, that's awesome. And then it obviously puts it into the spreadsheet that we want. So that is the first one, which is Google Maps. Now let's move on to the Facebook group scraper. So how this works is pretty much the exact same way in terms of we have a search term, and if it contains Facebook, so if we put Facebook, it's gonna, just make sure you spell it right, and we were to run this, it would run this group and it would scrape all the members in that group and put it into Google Sheets for us. So it's amazing. It's literally like one click and you can scrape any platform. Just make sure that you put the group URL that you want to scrape here, and you may have to get Apify. I don't know if you have to pay for it, but it's still very cheap. So yeah, that is this one. And just in case you were wondering how to find this scraper, if we go back to store, if we search for Facebook group scraper, you can see that there's a few different ones. In this case, we've gone for the Curious Coder. So that's just the name of one of these developers. And we do the same thing, right? So this fancy JSON file, you don't need to know anything about it. Yeah, you can quite literally just, put it in. So yeah, you can see that it's pretty simple, and that's how it works. So in the exact same way, and then we get the dataset item, and then that goes to a Google Sheet. So yeah, in this case, this scraper, I believe, okay, it's $25, but I think you can get a few members for free. So yeah, at least that's somewhat decent. And just make sure, you obviously want to change the Facebook URL right here. So yeah, you can follow the Google Maps one, the process we did, because it's very similar for all of these. Now, Instagram profile extractor, this one is pretty good for like getting more info from your prospects. So let's say you've managed to go onto Instagram, and let's say you've scraped someone's, we can just find a random person. Let's just take this guy. Let's say we've scraped his followers, right, using like instant data scraper or something. And you can see here that we don't really have much info about them, even if we were to upload this as a CSV. And if we reset columns, let's let's reset columns. You can see that we could very easily get all of these URLs right here. So even if we downloaded this as CSV, let's just take one of these people. Let's just take this person, and if we were to go back onto here, it works in the same way in that you can just paste all the leads that you want in terms of the Instagram URLs, and it's going to be able to get their bio. It's going to be able to scrape how many posts they've done, any content they've done. So this is amazing for like maybe writing personalized DM openers based off their bio and their content on their page. So that's an amazing use case for this one. But you can see that, yeah, all we need to do in this case is just put Instagram. Just make sure you spell it correctly, Instagram. And I believe you can do multiple URLs. So you could obviously do another one, do like 10 at a time, maybe. And then it's gonna, yeah, scrape their page. And obviously it replace the page here. And there's a few other ones in this one. So yeah, this will make sense in a second, but it's going to do the same thing of get data ID and then put it into Google. And let's quickly run this. So you can see that it does it successfully. It's gone to the right one. It's done that and it's put it into the Google Sheets. So this is perfect. So then what we can do now is actually go to OpenAI, create a chat completion. We can do 4.0, we can do assistant, and we can say now you are a, I don't know, like a copywriter or something. You are a, yeah, let's do copywriter, whose job is to write a personalized DM opener based off their bio, right? And then if we try and find their bio very quickly, it should be in here. I don't see why it wouldn't. I may have messed something up, but you probably have a lot more time than I do to, yeah, troubleshoot it. So I think there was an error, no data sets. So yeah, there was a small error, but what you would do is you would put the bio, just like if we were to go down here, you can see that we can put like the things it scraped from the data set. So yeah, if you experiment with this, you'll basically be able to find that, where you'll have the field to be able to get ChatGPT to write a personalized opener, and then it will not only put the URL into the Google Sheets, it's also going to put their bio and the personalized DM opener into the Google Sheet that you want. So that's a really cool variation, and you can see how you can add to these like massively. So you can get like really creative with them. So that was the Instagram one in terms of what it does. It just scrapes their profile for like their bio, how many likes they get, how many followers they have, things like that. And you could probably even go a step further and actually scrape their followers all in one like line just by adding another scraper. So that's one thing to consider. Now let's move on to the TikTok comment scraper. This is a really cool one. So how this works on Appify, if you go to TikTok, and it is this one. So clockworks/TikTok/ or hyphen comments hyphen scraper, you can see that this URL, which we found earlier, if we quickly, let's do 50 comments to show you how this works inside Appify. So if we start this, you can see that if I quickly pause this and come back, okay, perfect. So it has done at least a few. You can see here that it's gotten all the comments on this specific URL. So just to show you the URL that is scraped, you can see that all you have to do. So this is just a TikTok that went viral going over a marketing strategy. So everyone that commented are kind of interested in marketing, right? So that's really good for us because we can target and actually DM these profiles. So for example, Brian, you could message him as a prospect if you want to help marketers. So yeah, you can see these are people interested in marketing that you can sell your solution to. So yeah, obviously all you need to do is very similar. You can see that it's gone a lot of the comments. And yeah, a quick like tip is you can also use some of these comments for your own like inspiration. So like, how do you use this on a restaurant? You know what I mean? Like you can get inspiration from this, not only prospects. So that's how this works. Obviously, we want to go back and get the JSON file. So if we get the JSON file, we copy it, you can see that I've already put it in here, but it works in the same way in that once you paste it, this just becomes your search term. So you can remove that, and then that becomes your search term. And then from this point on, all you need to do is just put a TikTok URL, and it will scrape that into a Google Sheets, right? With as many as you want. So you can see here that you could change this for like 500 if you want 500 comments. Or maybe you want, I don't know, 100 comments and you want to change the URL. You can do that in this search term right here. So hopefully this is starting to make sense. And then obviously you can change the Google Sheet to the one you want. So obviously I wouldn't put it into Instagram leads. I would make a Google Sheet called TikTok leads, right? Very simple. So yeah, now let's move on to this one, which is going to be a YouTube scraper. So once again, it works in the same way in that we have a YouTube search term. So AI automation in this case, that's the search term that I would want to search for on YouTube, and it does it for us. So what it does is, it does it on YouTube, right? And obviously this is replaced with the YouTube search term, just like all the other ones. And we've got the JSON file from Apify, from streamers/YouTube. So if we go to that one, so it's streamers, let's try and see which one, streamers/YouTube scraper. So it's this one, and all we did was just get the JSON file, right? So it's the same exact thing that we did for the other one, but then we changed the search term for what we want. And you can also change like how many results. So if you want more than 5 results, you would put that and things like that. But I'd say my main tip is like make the settings how you want here. So maximum videos, do 50, and then get the JSON file in case it like, that's just a better way of going about it. So yeah, that obviously is how it works. And it basically, this is great for like content ideas because it's going to scrape the best performing content in your niche, because you can just put your niche here. It's going to, yeah, basically give you, yeah, different videos, and it's going to use the prompt that I've given it to essentially create new titles, new descriptions, things like that for you. And you can see here that it puts, yeah, the title into the Google Sheet. It puts the view counts, how many likes, how many comments, duration, URL, channel name, numbers of subscribers, and then it puts the actual ChatGPT result that in terms of actual titles and ideas into the Google Sheet as well. So yeah, that's really cool. And that basically sums it up. Now I do want to preference that you can very easily just like clone this, right? So clone this, connect it to the router, and you can change this for like, let's say you want to do, I don't know, like a LinkedIn scraper or like a Reddit or even school. There's so many different scrapers you can do. But if you want to do like a LinkedIn scraper, obviously this is the variable term. So all you need to do is you can maybe even clone this one, and then maybe clone the Google Sheet. So then all we actually need to change each time is to make sure everything's linked up. So all we need to change, right, are the actual things in here. So instead of it scraping from this actor, we need to go on to Apify, search for a LinkedIn scraper. Like we could take this LinkedIn profile scraper, and sometimes it does the cookies one. I'm not a huge fan of the ones that require cookies. So as an example, because I just want to give you the inspiration so you can spend your own time getting really creative with this. So let's just take the LinkedIn job scraper, because hopefully that doesn't have the cookies. So yeah, this is perfect. Job title, you could just do CEO. Location, I don't know, do United States. And just put in some things that you want here. But obviously this is just an example. I wouldn't use this one, but I'm showing you how this works. Obviously we don't want the same JSON file as the YouTube scraper. We want to put this one, and then we want the actor to be the correct one. So it's called LinkedIn. So we will search for LinkedIn, if I can actually spell, LinkedIn Premium Actor. I think that's the name of it, or something similar to that. So yeah, you can see that's how it's done. And obviously you've got the search term here, so you could change that for whatever you want in terms of like what you want it to search for. Get dataset ID, obviously you want to get the right dataset, which is this one, and then you'd want to connect the correct Google Sheet so you want to put it into. So hopefully this video has made sense, and obviously you can get this like how it is in the description, first link, and you can add to it like so much. Yeah, it's pretty wild, but you can get really creative with this and go a lot more deeper in terms of the automation. So as an example, for this Google Maps, if you want to add another scraper, as I mentioned at the start, you can do that. So it's going to scrape the current website that it got and get more details from it. So yeah, this is just like the start, but I didn't want to make this video too long and I didn't want to go too in depth. But hopefully this has made sense in terms of, yeah, having this variable, it goes to the correct scraper. It then, you just need to put in what you want in each search term for the individual one. And then from that point on, you just need to make sure you have the correct JSON and the correct dataset ID in Google Sheets. It's that simple. So yeah, if you liked it, just like and subscribe. A lot of you aren't subscribed, so make sure you subscribe because I've got a ton of videos coming shortly on the channel. Yeah, get the automation, first in the description, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take it easy and have an amazing day.